So I was meeting with a client, a new client, and they had just met with their broker. And we were working on transitioning some assets over, and the broker was trying to switch up their mutual funds. And their reasoning behind it was, well, the market's at an all-time high, so we should probably make a switch. I can't even believe it.
Interesting. I think that's such a common misconception that when you get into retirement, you now need to hold bonds. No, it has nothing to do with your age. It has everything to do with your time horizon and when you need the money. The markets being at all-time highs is actually just such a ridiculous reason to change just on its own, because there have been, just since 1950, over 1,200 new all-time highs. I mean, last year in 2018, there were 18 new all-time highs, and the year before there were 62 all-time highs, and one out of almost every 15 trading days hits a new all-time high. So can you imagine if every time the market hit an all-time high, you had to make an adjustment? I mean, if there's nothing to do with the plan, then that is a completely silly and ridiculous reason to be readjusting your portfolio.
Yeah, it was, she even documented this. Like, I had the note from the broker that said, hey, think about the market being at an all-time high. You should move into a balanced fund. And there's no risk profile. We don't even know what they can tolerate, let alone what they need to take from a risk perspective. And that's the thing. If you had to make changes in your portfolio every time the market hit an all-time high, you'd make 62 changes if it's 2017. It's ridiculous. Yeah. I can't even believe that these people are calling themselves professionals and getting paid to make these trades. So I guess that's why they're getting paid to make trades. So whatever.
Yeah, that is ridiculous. That's terrible. Well, on the accumulation side, becoming a millionaire, it is virtually inevitable if you are saving diligently. Throw some numbers at me.
Well, it's all relative. So people are like, oh my gosh, they're a millionaire. They're so good at investing. It's like, okay, the way that investing works, there are so many misconceptions. You can automate everything. You don't have to know anything about stocks. You just have to work with someone who's competent, or at least can point you in the right direction. I don't necessarily think every single human needs a financial planner, but you need to at least get pointed in the right direction. If you were to save $10,000 a year and you saved it for 20 years, got 7% return, you would have saved $200,000, but your account balance would have grown to $400. On a 30-year level, if you saved the same $10,000 a year for 30 years, you'd have saved $300,000 with a balance of $940,000. And if you save from 25 to 65, age 25 to 65, 40 years, you'd have saved $400,000. Total account balance of about $2 million. Let that sink in.
That's just amazing. You've saved $400,000, you got $2 million, and that's at a 7% return. I mean, the market, just the S&P 500 for the last 90 years has averaged 9.5. So I just actually ran the number at 9%, assuming you had a 0.5% in expense ratios and you just held it in like the Vanguard total stock market fund. Instead of having 2 million, you'd actually have 3.3. So you save 400,000, you got 3.3. That's a pretty decent deal.
Yeah. One thing I'm happy about doing these videos real quick is I've had a few people reach out to me and be like, look, I just want to start. Where can I go? And we've actually been able to help automate things. I'm not booking vacations and the fees that we charge for that. Believe me, it's just pointing them in the right direction so they don't have to go down the street to someone who's going to sell them a product.
Yeah. You wanted to name a name there, but exactly. I know. I hear you. And do not be spooked by all-time highs. Save diligently. Go to Vanguard, buy a total stock market, or even if you had to go to, like in your 401k, the Target 2055 fund or 2060 or whatever, it's going to be fine. The thing that's going to get you wealthy is saving. Last topic here, meetings that should be online. This I feel like is universal across, or should even just be summarized in an email. This is universal across so many different industries, but I feel like really happens in our industry where people are like, can we please meet? Can we please talk about this topic? What are some topics that have just made you laugh that people want to have an in-person meeting about?
It could be anything. I mean, it could just be to sign a document. It's like, I run a paperless business, or I try to at least. Yep. And so it's just, I've moved probably even over the past few years to at least 90 to 95% virtual meetings. And I do a ton of emails. So I read an article, Mark Cuban doesn't answer the phone. He just responds to emails, and he generally does it at like 2 a.m. I'm not a 2 a.m. email guy, but I work way faster with email. If you need something, send me an email. We get it done instead of calling me, and it's just, yeah, not
I
good.
completely agree. And I've actually even kind of, without asking, but have slowly like transitioned to making some video recordings and sending them to clients.
Yeah.
Just to like summarize things. So it's like a 5-minute thing.
Yep.
You got to the point, you can watch it on your time.
Yep.
And we don't have to go off on this long tangent about something else. And we can all just get right to the point. And plus, aren't you hiring us for a reason? Like, you don't want to be spending a bunch of time doing this stuff.
Yep.
But awesome. Well, hey, thanks everyone for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.